You're looking at a daily chart of the S&P 500 index. Welcome to my daily review. Thank you for watching. My disclaimer is, if I told you to jump off a bridge, would you do it? No. Or some of you might. Anyway, this is for my amusement only, my only entertainment source. The S&P 500, bounced off, weekly bounced off its 200 today. I mean, it's better than no bounce, right? But essentially, this thing has been trading, around 4,000 for a long, long time. And, nothing changed today. Trades above it to 42, below it, between 38 and 42 is like roughly a 400 point range here for a long, long time. Anyway, a little bounce is better than no bounce. So we'll take it. The Nasdaq was below, it closed below slightly on Friday. And now today it closed 0.5% above the 200, which is this downtrending black line here. The 50 is starting to tick upwards, though, which is good. The 50-day moving average, which is this red or magenta, I don't know what you want to call it, color that is. But anyway, that's starting to tick higher. As you could see, each day it's just a little bit higher, like 4 or 5 points every day. So eventually that thing's going to cross through, if everything just goes well. If this thing just trades sideways, the 50 will. The thing that concerns me here is the curling of the 10 and the 21. So this thing needs to show a little more strength in the coming days and weeks. But the Nasdaq was up 72 points today, so we'll take it. It's above the 200. And I've shown many videos of bear markets and how they end, and how the 200, usually it causes quite a bit of resistance, and it takes some time for the index. It doesn't just rip right through it most times. So we expect resistance there, and we're getting it. Anyway, if you talk the Nasdaq, you got to talk some of the larger liquid names, and Tesla certainly is one of those, and it was up more than 5% today. And it's still, to me, it's just trading around that 200 level. It's having trouble with it. They have an investor day this week, and there's some excitement and some noise around that, but we'll see. The 200 still in the downtrend. So we'll just have to wait and see on that. NVIDIA, they mentioned AI, and the stock went berserk. That's all you have to do these days. Just mention that you're in artificial intelligence, and the stock rips. Today it was up, almost 1%. So had this nice bounce off the 21, which is a common theme here that I'm going to go over today. We're seeing a lot of leading stocks just retreating to their 21, finding support, and then bouncing higher. Not quite like that, but they are finding support. Anyway, over the weekend, I had some of the leading groups, the auto manufacturers and the semiconductors, and I missed out on the shippers. I should have included the shippers, because they are shaping up. It's either shape up or ship out. And this is Star Bulk. You can see the consolidation pattern here. And that's not a breakaway gap. It's still, trading around that buy area there, that cup with handle pattern. So Star Bulk looks good. I'm not going to do Zim. Some people said they got hammered in Zim. It's a bad memory. Here's Genco Shipping. And this one's, you got to look at the weeklies on these. This is forming a nice consolidation pattern as well. Nice move off the lows there. And KEX, I got to be honest with you, I do not know anything about this company. But it's consolidating nicely. And anyway, the shippers were looking better as I looked a little deeper last weekend into some of the group names. Another group that is just really strong, that I like a lot, and you've seen them pop up on our watch list, and this is International Seaways, INSW. You got to be careful this time of year about the earnings dates. They haven't announced earnings yet. They're probably coming up. This one's due tomorrow. And you can see the nice symmetrical pattern here, and you can see why this was on our watch list. It's getting a little extended here, though, as it trades 6.9% above its 10 EMA. And like I say, they announce earnings tomorrow, so beware. FLNG, They already had their earnings, but you could see this is kind of formed a base on base pattern. Cup with handle here. Let's take a look at the weekly. Yeah, it's gone sideways for a long time. But this group has shown tremendous strength. Scorpio Tankers is in this group. They reported earnings recently. Nice bounce off the 10 there. TRMD, this was on our watch list, and this just blasted higher. Pulled back to its 10, a little fake out here, and then found support and then just ripped higher. That thing's extended now. 7.9% above its 10 EMA. But you can see, this group has strength. Another group that I like is the retail, and this is the home furnishings. And this group has been showing strength recently as well. This is Ethan Allen Interiors, and this is kind of set up in a nice little consolidation pattern here. Pull back to the 21. We'll see if this one finds support. Take a look at it on the weekly. Yeah, nice little cup with a handle. So Ethan Allen is one to watch, and ARHS this one is a leader of the group. This one, you can see it found support at the 21, doing rather well after this nice move here, breaking out 13% with big volume, and now respecting the 21. So you got to like that. And of course, ULTA Beauty. This thing is just a thing of beauty. Like I say, the leading stocks are pulling back to the 21, and they're finding support and moving higher, not just the 21. I could show you CROX. This one broke out way back here in November and then pulled back for the first time to its 50 and then ripped higher. And then, I don't know, after earnings, it had some funky moves from like 143 to 118, but it's kind of stabilized here and it pulled back to its 21 AMA and is doing nothing wrong. Just look at the weekly on this, just follow this red or magenta or whatever color line that is. And it's just trending higher and doing nothing wrong, just minding its own business. Okay, we're going to go to the drug stocks. And like I mentioned, this pullback to the 50. Here you can see the breakout. This is the Ozempic Wegovy stock. I saw Ozempic was trending on Twitter today. But this stock just pulled back to its 50 and found support. And then last week pulled back to its 21. And today, bounced a little bit. Definitely one of the stronger stocks. And I can't talk drug stocks without talking about SGEN, because the Wall Street Journal reported that Pfizer is going to buy this thing for $20 billion. Good for the shareholders here at SGEN. We'll see what happens there. You can see the 10.4% move on 466% above average daily volume. So a nice move there for SGEN. And this is TGTX. Once again, you got to watch the earnings here. Tomorrow morning, this one gapped up. Some people were saying, "Oh, this is a high tide flag." That term is used way too much. Those are pretty rare patterns. This one is extended though. It's 96% above its 200 simple moving average, and I believe it was like 149%. So it needed to pull back, and it has the last few days. I think it went from like 19. Yeah, down to 15. So that's a nice, decent pullback. We'll see what happens with their earnings tomorrow. They have a new multiple sclerosis drug that they launched. I just wanted to go through some of the leading stocks and just see how they're performing, how they're doing. You can see LS is Lattice Semiconductor, LSCC, pulled back to the 21, found support, and moved up higher today. And that's what you want to see with these stocks that have had big moves. They just allow the moving averages to catch up. This is ACLS. This one had a big move, just pulled back and just, allowing these moving averages to catch up, doing nothing wrong. Had a tiny little bounce today, nothing big, just holding its gains. This is ALGM, Allegro Micro Systems, and this one broke out. And you can see it's just kind of, biding its time, forming a shelf, allowing the moving averages to catch up, doing nothing wrong. I'm going to get away from the semiconductors and go to these United Rentals, commercial services leasing stock. You can see the breakout here and just pulling back to the 21 and finding support and then trading higher again. That's what you want to see. Stocks being supported. These are the leading stocks at MC stock charts. They're not watch list stocks, they're just leaders. Finding support at moving averages. This is Weatherford, an oil and gas equipment stock, pulled back to the 21. Nice little pullback. And, in the next 3 days, it ripped higher. Speaking of 3 days of ripping higher, SMCI, super micro, pull back here to the 21, found support, and boom, boom, boom. Nice 3-day move. congrats to the longs there. IRDM, I wanted to show Iridium because this one, you can see the breakout here, and the first time it pulled back to the 50 was a gift. This thing was a rocket. Now it's pulled back here in the last 4 or 5 sessions. Looks like it's going to trade back to its 21. We'll see what happens there. Tidewater, this is a oil and gas field services stock. This is one of our leaders as well, finding support at the 21, doing nothing wrong. Just a really strong stock and a strong group. STLD is a steel group. Again, support at the 21, which is what you want to see. AXON, these guys report tomorrow, the 28th. So beware, be careful. This one traded down to its 21, found support, and we'll see what happens with their earnings report. Anyway, I'm going to cut off the jam there. Thanks for watching. Have a great afternoon. I'll be reporting in the morning, and we never give up.